Assalamualaikum and a very good day. Today I am Izzati binti Mohd Razali. My metric number is 181793. I would like to present my final year project app, which is the final presentation, the title of Microalgae Cultivation using Modified Carbon Content Dots and CQD. My supervisor is Dr. Razif bin Harun and my coordinator is Associate Professor Dr. Izzati binti Mohd Razali. Okay, some of my presentation outlines are introduction, problem statement, objectives, literature review, methodology, results and discussion, and I will end with conclusion and some recommendations. The first one is introduction. Microalgae biotechnology is on demand because of their applications, especially on biofuel generation, such as biodiesel and bioethanol. Through producing biofuel, pollution can be greatly reduced through combustion of fossil fuel, which will pollute our air. However, in order to produce biofuel, large amount of biomass is required. Therefore, this study investigates the role of nanoparticles, modified carbon content dots, in enhancing the cultivation process of nanochlorosis species, microalgae, which helps in producing large biomass concentration. Okay, next is the problem statement. Microalgae, which is a nanochlorosis species, have higher growth rate and is rich in lipid, which is required for production of biofuel. However, we have the main issues are lacking of production of algal dry mass. Also, it requires high production cost and it is also a complex and tedious production process. Thus, this study is to increase the biomass yield with the addition of NCPD towards a more greener design. Next is the objectives. The major objective of this study is to investigate the effect of modified carbon content dots (NCPD) on microalgae cultivation. From this, it is divided into two specific objectives, which are to investigate the effect of different concentration of modified carbon content dots (NCPD) on growth of microalgae, and to perform a kinetic study on microalgae cultivated using modified carbon content dots and CQD. Okay, here are some of the literature review that I found. So basically, it is proven nanoparticles such as titanium dioxide, like TiO2, is believed to increase the concentrations of the biomass, such that at maximum, the maximum specific growth rate for the Chlorella vulgaris, which is a type of microalgae, was affected with the presence of titanium dioxide. Regarding the Haematococcus pluvialis species, with the presence of NCQD, nitrogen carbon content dots, it will increase the production of astaxanthin, which is the concentration of chlorophyll, however only at low concentration. Lastly is on the Chlorella vulgaris, which using magnesium sulfate as the nanoparticles. It was found that it enhanced the lipid accumulation, where it increased at 0.46 mg per liter compared to the sample control, which is without the presence of nanoparticles. Next is the methodology. There are a few parts involved in this project. Firstly is the preparation of medium, which is the F-star medium, specifically for nanochlorosis species, and the preparation of NCQD, which is obtained from Institute of Advanced Technology, ITMA. Next, proceed with the cultivation of microalgae. There were 7 samples prepared, ranging of different concentration ranging from 5 to 500 ppm, including control sample. Next is the biomass characterization, which involved the calculation of growth rate, the chlorophyll yield from each sample, and also the lipid yield. And lastly is the kinetic study. Okay. Basically, this is my result, which is the characterization, physical examination of nanochlorosis species. From here, we can see there are 7 samples from 0 ppm to 500 ppm. Shown in figure is the day 1, which is the first day I culture the algae, and lastly is the day 14. The intensity, the green color intensity, as you can see, becomes darker, which means that more algae is produced and the rate of photosynthesis is high, where the production of chlorophyll is high. Okay, next we'll proceed with the result of the cell concentration. The table shows the biomass concentration of sample A1 until sample A7 from 5 ppm to 0 ppm. We can see that at day 14, the sample control shows the highest value of biomass concentration. This is somehow contradictory with the objective of this study. However, there are possibly some error throughout cultivating this algae, such as there are probably some contamination occurred in the rest of the samples, since the control sample shows a higher value of biomass concentration. From this graph, it is also shows that the sample control shows the highest value of biomass concentration. Next, I'll proceed with the chlorophyll assertion. There are 3 types of chlorophyll concentration, which are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and carotenoid concentration. In this table shows the chlorophyll concentration with the unit of microgram per milliliter, since the dry algae obtained is very little. Sample A1 shows the highest for chlorophyll A, sample A4 for chlorophyll B, and for carotenoid is sample control A7. This graph shows better results of the data obtained as previous. This proves that as at certain concentration only, the value of each types of chlorophyll have the highest. Next is the result of the lipid extraction. From this table, it shows that sample control without the presence of NCQD shows the highest yield of lipid of 26.32%. This shows that addition of NCQD towards the cultivation of algae does not increase, or it does not enhance the growth. It does not enhance the yield of lipid. This graph shows a better view of the yield of lipid. However, at 125 ppm, 125 ppm of NCQD, it still shows a higher value compared to the 5 ppm. Okay, lastly is the result of the kinetic study. So from this table, the result is obtained from the biomass concentration result. Graph is plotted and an equation is obtained for each sample. And from the equation, the gradient or the slope is the specific growth rate, which is the mu. And from here, you can see that at highest concentration of NCQD, 500 ppm, sample A6 shows the highest value of specific growth rate mu, which is 0.067, and this somehow related with the division per day, generation time, and the biomass productivity. Highest value of division per day shows that the cell divides at that amount in a day, 0.096, and this shows that a shorter times is required for the cell to generate in day per division. Thus, the biomass productivity also increases. Compared to all the samples, sample A3 100 ppm only shows the highest value, whereas the rest with the presence of NCQD shows a higher value compared to the control. This proves that the presence of NCQD does help in the growth of microalgae, which is the nanochlorosis species. Lastly is the conclusion and recommendation. It was found that a positive effect of growth with the addition of modified carbon content dots in the growth of microalgae. Next, it was observed that at higher concentration of NCQD, the specific growth rate is higher compared to the control sample, which is without the presence of NCQD. However, for chlorophyll concentration, only at the chlorophyll concentration of A, B, and carotenoid only increases at certain concentration of NCQD, but the lipid concentration does not increase with the addition of NCQD. Therefore, in order to improve this study, it is believed that it is better to perform in an enclosed place with the presence of sunlight. And in order to see at what maximum concentration of NCQD is effective for the growth of microalgae, we can try to culture the algae at high concentration such as at 750 ppm and 1000 ppm. That is all from me. Thank you.